Pontiac is back, or not maybe, I don't really know, because I saw a article that also said that that was a spoof ad. But whether it is or not, it doesn't really matter. I still think it is a perfect time to start working on this. Now, I cannot remember how much I have really disclosed or talked about this car, but this is a 1968 Pontiac Tempest. And this build is going to carry a lot of weight because I inherited this car from my stepdad after he passed away. Now, unfortunately, this car has not seen any love for a long time. I honestly don't remember the last time that it ran. It sat in my mom's shop for quite a while, just not running, but under good condition still, you know, in the shop, as my new stepdad began to build his shop and his business and needed to be moved out. Was put outside under a car cover, still in good condition, but definitely got some rust damage, things like that, and again, still has not been ran, cleaned, touched, anything like that. And you know, that's sad to see because it is a beautiful car, and this car was my stepdad's pride and joy, sometimes a little too much. I just remember being a little kid driving around in this car with him, my mom, and my brother, and just having the top down, and how many compliments the car got, and looks, and just being in it. And it's crazy because after all these years, it still smells the same. I don't know if it's the leather they used or the metal, but something about the car and the smell of it just takes me back to that time when I was a kid. Now, even outside of my brothers, there are other members of his family that wanted this car for themselves, and there are other people that wanted nothing to do with this car. After everything, I decided that I was going to take this car, one, because I love cars to begin with. I love the beauty of this car and everything, and I feel like I could do it justice on bringing this car either back to life how it was when we once used to drive it, or make it into something that's a like classic newer build with updated interior, updated seats, things like that. But with the history of this car and everything put aside, I am still really excited to build this car because I think it is going to be amazing. At SEMA we saw, I believe it was a GTO, but similar years, similar everything, that was absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited to get this thing looking pristine. We'll go ahead and do a walk around of what the issues it has is, kind of what I'm looking at doing, and then try and do a couple of things to this what we can today. All right, number one, the paint. As you can tell, the hood is pretty faded, as well as the sides just kind of beat from the sun. Again, it was under a car cover for the most part, but there's still only so much that that can do. Unfortunately, the back end was hanging out past the carport, and there are rust spots like this. Thankfully, it just seems like it's surface level rust, so we'll of course have to sand this whole car down before painting it or anything like that, but take care of that as much as we can and get that looking good. But as far as I know, there is no rust underneath the car, so that's always a good thing. Another issue this car has is, for some reason, when you try and open the trunk, it hits up against the back here, just like the centerpiece is stuck, folded down a little bit, so I got to straighten that out. Of course, one of the big ones is the tarp is just absolutely destroyed. It's been like this for a while now. It's definitely one of the first things that I'm going to need to do to this car. I bought a car cover for it as soon as I brought it from my mom's house to make sure that it didn't get like water inside of it. Unfortunately, the one that I bought was too small and like just kind of didn't cover it too well, began to rip a little bit, and then every time like it rained, the car cover just like puddled right here. I tried fixing it the other day, ended up putting a hole in it, and water just dumped all inside. Thankfully it wasn't like an insane amount, but still sucks, and I'm hoping it didn't ruin anything. Also gonna need some speakers, maybe some new door cards. These ones aren't too terrible besides like the handle piece, so I might just be able to fix that. Oh man, I swear, I know I already told you guys, but the second that like I'm this close to it, I could just smell my childhood. Definitely want to take a vacuum to this, get all of this stuff out, see how bad the carpet actually is, but an entirely new carpet may be needed. These front seats are pretty torn up. I don't know if I want to restore these or just get some newer seats. It always kind of throws me off of like how much space there is in the center. I don't know if these cars came with the center console or this one just didn't, but it throws me off. The rear seats aren't too bad. I think they're more dirty than like cracked or anything besides like the top here, but I might just be able to repair those. Looks like where a stereo once was or something that goes right here needs to be replaced. Thankfully, no cracks in the dash, which is pretty crazy when you're looking at old cars. That's one of the first things usually to go. And then of course, again, getting the car to run. So there's definitely a lot of work to do to that car to get it to run, to get it to look good, and to just bring it even halfway back to life. But on a few good notes, I already bought a new car cover and I made sure to get the biggest one they had because that car is long as hell and I don't want to go through the process again of buying it. It just rips the way that that one did and then causes more issues to the car. Good thing number two, my neighbor Paul, who you guys have seen once or twice on the channel, is really good and familiar with older V8s as he had a Maverick. He's already offered to help me get that thing running. So he's pretty confident that he can help me get that at least running pretty quickly. Whether we have to, you know, put in a new fuel system or everything is a completely different story. But I at least have help from someone that lives just right there to help me get that car to run. So it will be a process, it will be a challenge, and I don't even have a timeline of when this build is going to fully start and finish, because originally I wanted to get this running and going before I even touched the Tempest, because I didn't want to have just multiple projects going on that were just time consuming and consuming money and taking away from one another. But I'm still in a standstill with this car, hopefully not much longer, but either way, I want to at least get the Tempest vacuumed out, start to clean it, maybe have Paul come help me mess with the motor a little bit and kind of get a better idea of where we're at with this car. With that being said, I'm going to get some gloves on, I'm going to get my little vacuum ready to go, and we're going to clean this bitch out. This flashlight has been in the car for who knows how long. It still turns on. Unfortunately, the big one does not work, but I'm sure with some batteries in it, it might turn back on. So far, took a couple of stuff out of the back seat. This carpet, took this mat out to kind of, you know, brush it off a little bit, and look at the difference between where the mat was and all the carpet around it. Insane. Okay, so for today, I think I'm going to stop cleaning. I need to clean out the vacuum cleaner because it's just so gunked up with everything that I picked up today. But I mean, it's already looking a lot better now that I got all this like confetti crap out of here. Obviously still need to do a deep clean of the seats because they're just dirty and there's still stuff I need to pick up, as well as like dust off the rest of this stuff, as well as clean like the dash and everything else. I will say though, I am pretty surprised. I definitely expected there to be like signs of mice or rats, because you generally get that when a car is sitting outside or just sitting anywhere. And even though I was in like a field at my mom's house for a while and out here at my house on the side of my house, and I've had mice before, there are no signs of like, you know, droppings or nests or anything like that. So really happy about that, because part of the reason for the gloves was I definitely expected there to be some. I mean, even Jonathan's ZX has signs of mice and things like that, not from being out here, but from the guy that we picked it up. So that one's gonna be fun to clean. Actually, I think we're gonna start cleaning that one out maybe next weekend or so too. Another thing though that I found out is I'm pretty positive I'm just gonna have to rip these carpets out and completely replace them. Back here, unfortunately, it's just wet, and I just don't think that there's any repairing this no matter how much I clean it. I'll do the best that I can because I don't know how quickly I'll be able to replace the carpet or anything like that, so I'll get it to look as nice as I can. But I'm definitely going to start looking into options of getting this carpet replaced. Other good news, the new car cover that I bought fits the car much better. Honestly, it might even be a little too big, but I'd much rather have it be bigger and hanging off than like barely holding on by each one of the corners and just ripping through. So nice to see. Pick this back up tomorrow after I clean up the car a little more and kind of see how it's looking from when we started it to once I've cleaned at least the majority of the stuff out. So a couple days later, wasn't really intending to do this, but we went and rented a steam cleaner for Jonathan's 300ZX, and as I got it, might as well clean out the Tempest too, and I haven't edited this video yet, so I'm just going to add these clips to the Tempest video. So far, we've already steam cleaned out that car and it looks much better. I just did my Nismo floor mats. So let's go ahead and take this bad boy over to the Tempest and get that looking even better if possible. Currently taking a shower for the second time today. First time was an actual shower, now it's just freaking drenched in sweat. But trying to clean it out the best that I can. I do still think that I will need to just get these carpets replaced at some point. But as I don't have a timeline of when that would be, I at least wanted to give it a shot with the steam cleaner, see how clean I can get them. And for the, like, it's doing a good job. Like for this area, there was a complete like color difference between where the mat was and the carpet, and now it's not as drastic. But this car has like a lot of weird angles, and it's hard to get the steam cleaner to hit everywhere that I need to. That's why I was using the brush to try and take care of those as much as possible. I think another good vacuum after this will be good, and as I continue to clean it and everything, it'll be fine. Thankfully, I don't think a replacement carpet's going to be too much. But all in all, from where this car was at the beginning of last weekend to now, I am much happier with it. But I'm really interested to see if you guys are excited at all about this build. I know it's something completely different from what I normally build as like Japanese cars, Zs, Infinities, things like that. But obviously this car is very important to me, and I'm really excited to dive into this as I do love American muscle, and I just know the attention that that car gets when it drives around. So I'm really interested to see if you guys are excited at all and what your thoughts are on how I should build this. Should I just restore it back to what it was, same paint color, same everything, just make everything pristine again? Should I do a resto mod build where everything still looks classic but also is updated seats, updated gauges, stereo, things like that, like newer gen wheels that still fit the older generation? Do I keep the same color? Do I change it up? What colors do you guys want to see? I'm interested to see your thoughts on this car. Again, with the sensitivity of the past and everything that I described, like, what do you guys think the move should be with this build? And hopefully you're okay that this video is a little shorter and wasn't too exciting, but this was mainly just a introduction video to the Tempest, to the build, a little bit of backstory about it, and to kind of push myself to actually start working on it as it's been sitting there. I needed to take that old car cover off anyway, so it was a perfect opportunity for me to just start cleaning it out, get excited about it, introduce you guys to the build, and get some more ideas of what I want to do. So I appreciate you. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. You guys hitting that button, liking the videos, commenting, sharing them when I post a new video on your Instagrams or anything like that. I really appreciate any support that I get from you guys. You know, we're finally monetized and have 1,000 subscribers after years of work. This channel means a lot to me. My cars mean a lot to me, and you guys mean a lot to me. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much, as always, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.